life. The engine coolant, it looked like it started beeping at me saying it was going to overheat, and yeah, so this is all part of the maiden voyage on this thing to determine whether or not I want to fix it further. All right, got myself all settled in. I'm gonna try to set up my TV because you want, the creature comforts of home, but you want to be able to go where the heck you want. So that's the idea behind this. Well, guys, we got the fire all fired up. As you can see, it's working really, really well. Check that out. We're gonna go on our first overnight, but we're gonna do a couple of upgrades beforehand to make it a little bit more usable and make it a little bit more awesome. Well, good morning, guys. Welcome back to another fine day at the off-grid. Now, you guys are probably wondering, why is there a van sitting behind me? Well, if you guys haven't tuned in prior to this video, we did a van build, and I'm gonna go a little bit of a recap on the van build right now, just to bring everybody up to speed on what we've done to this 2003 Dodge Caravan. Now, this thing was acquired for about 500 bucks, which is about scrap value for this particular vehicle. It does have a lot of kilometers on it. It has, I believe, 439,000 kilometers on the thing, but again, it's a reliable Dodge Caravan, so there's probably at least another 100,000 kilometers available on the thing. It's got all the features you would want for in a van. It's got power windows, power door locks, it's got AM, FM radio, it's even got a CD player in there. It's got air conditioning, it's got all of the cigarette lighter adapters, so the 12 volt kind of accessory ports and whatnot. And well, it's got a couple extra features that we've installed, which I'm gonna go over with you right now. Oh, look at that, the windshield wipers work! And the squirty thing, they gave me some squirt juice. They didn't give me any gas either. This thing would have doubled its value if it had even a half a tank of gas. What we ended up starting off with this van is we completely gutted it, meaning we took all the seats out.
A little unsure of how to remove these seats.
Pull it forward. You got, yeah, oh, there you go.
Yeah,
there you go. Okay, now you gotta, I think you gotta get out.
Yeah, I think so.
You gotta lift and pull with a twisting motion. No, I'm kidding.
With your back?
Yes, with your back.
Push it.
Oh, there we go. It was that easy. They're not light. Oh. Maybe they're welded.
Come on.
That is impossible. Very tighty, lefty, loosey. Bar.
So, there you go.
Oh, that was easy. You got the whole thing?
Yep. It's not near as heavy as the other one.
Look at all the room for activities. This thing's amazing. We've got so much room. Look at, like, I can't stand up, but you know what? I can lay down. Look at this thing. It's huge. After we took out the seats, we removed the carpet, and then once we had the carpet all removed, we had to remove all the brackets that stuck out proud of the floor because we wanted to put some sort of solid surface on the floor. So once we ground all those brackets out and made the floor flat, we had a great surface where we can install our pallet wood floors. What you got, Don?
A whole load of skid wood.
In the States, they call it pallet wood.
Pallet wood?
A Canadian is a skid wood, but in the U.S. it's pallet wood.
I did not know that.
So what's our plan with this, Don?
We're going to use this as flooring.
Nice. So we acquired some skids off of the side of the road, took them apart and used all of the boards, and we were able to secure it to the floor using tech screws in order to give us a nice flat work surface to build our little home on. How's that for flooring? Oh, it's extra nice because it's in a van. We were able to use the panels and actually tuck the wood underneath the panels in order to keep a really clean finish. Otherwise, usually you put baseboard in, but we don't even need to because the plastic fits tight against our flooring. This is like perfect. It's actually better than I anticipated. Don, have you ever put a floor in a van before?
No, I have never done that.
That's off the bucket list now, is it?
That's off the bucket list. One more thing off the bucket list.
There you go. It turned out pretty nice, eh?
It did. It looks, I'm just astounded.
Are you marveling at the?
I'm marveling at
the quality of that floor.
Yeah, it looks really good.
We were going to throw money at it, and it turns out you don't need to because it's just pallet wood, right?
That's right.
Those old guys did a lot of thinking back in the day, eh?
They sure did. Everything has got a purpose.
Jesus! Once we were done installing the floor, we ended up installing our heating system, which this little potbelly stove comes into play. I acquired it from an auction many years ago, and I figured I'd want to reinstall it. Before we installed the wood stove, we actually took in a little bit of a safety consideration, and we installed a non-combustible surface below the stove in order to catch any embers that may fall out of the stove. So this thing, I ended up taking the legs off to give me a little bit more headroom on the stove, and then I securely mounted it to the floor, because that's the last thing you want rolling around is a wood stove while you're driving. And then what I did was I actually poked a hole through the roof of the van and installed our 6-inch chimney pipe, and it's got a little damper on here to control the flames, pretty much our heating system in the winter time and spring and late fall. Check that out. Oh, that's awesome. Why is there smoke coming off the top? Well guys, we got the fire all fired up. As you can see, it's cooking really, really well. The damper seems to control it really, really well, and also the door itself seems to. So we got our full rep. We've got the damper on the chimney is open. So if you close this guy, you can open them. There's the damper up top here, but there's also a damper down below. Once we were done with the heating system and the flooring, we moved on to more creature comfort. So we ended up taking some scavenged 2x4s and some more pallet wood, and we made a bed that sits in the side of the camper right over here. And then we added a mattress on top to give it a little bit smoother, and then we added more bedding and some more pillows to give us a little place to sleep. We added a little side piece on here for our accessories. So when you're laying in bed and you want a place to put your phone, you got it. And convenient enough, you have your cigarette lighter or your 12-volt adapter from the vehicle to charge your phone. And then we moved on to work surfaces. We've created a work surface underneath the bed, so when we're in fair weather conditions, we can open the back hatch and we can pull this guy out in order to cook on or to work on or to just, have stuff hanging out. And we added another little shelf on the inside in order for the non-fair weather times where you want to kind of hunker down and be inside the van, nice, cozy, comfy, maybe it's snowing or raining. You have a work surface over here. And sticking with the theme of waste not, want not, we ended up using the seat belts from the van to create a nice little stool. And that allows us to pull it out and put it under a tree on a nice sunny day. Perhaps you're at a park and you want to have a little picnic underneath a tree. You can pull that chair out and you can sit on it, no problem. It's actually very comfortable. It's kind of like a hammock for your butt. On the inside, we ended up adding some storage, some under-bed storage for all your doodads and doohickeys and thingamabobs. So those things should pull out. We got those, actually great deal on those guys from Princess Auto, which are, they just slide underneath there, so you can put storage and whatnot, your food goods, your canned goods, whatever you need to do to live in your van. A big part of the reason why I selected this particular van is because it's inconspicuous. This thing looks pretty much stock from the outside. It's got a nice dark tint on the back, so you can't really tell what's going on with no lights on. You actually, if you look really closely, you can't even see what's going on the back. So daytime, when you have, you're camping in the back, nobody can really tell unless they get really close to the windows to peek in. As you guys can see, we got the lighting in. We've got our Ecoflow Delta pack over there powering everything. We got it, well secured. We got a little seat belt. We repurposed the seat belt in order to hold it in place so it doesn't fly around. This guy is really neat because it gives you line voltage. So in the future, when we go camping with this van, is we can plug all our cooking appliances and fridges and whatnot in it. It's got DC voltage, so 12-volt voltage. It's got line voltage as well, and you can charge your phones and your tablets and all your cool stuff. Not to mention, it saves the battery on the van when you're parked and you want lighting. So as you can see, our lights are controlled right. Where's our button? There's our button. So you turn them on, turn them off that way, and which is really cool. And then if we need to, say if it's inclement weather and you want to take your battery out, you hit your seat belt and it allows you to pull your whole battery out right out. It's perfect. Up front, we've got wood storage, which allows us to keep our kindling and our firewood in this convenient little box. So if we're in a parking lot and there's no trees to scavenge, we can always bring our own. For nighttime activities, we ended up installing some plug-in LED flat mount panels on the ceiling. We've got 2 of them in this van, and that gives us lots of light at nighttime. You hear how quiet that is? That's how quiet it is on the inside of this thing. You can actually hear the old crackling of the wood stove. It'll actually be It'll be really nice because you can actually cook on top of that. You can put your little frying pan or making your coffee. Now that I've given you a pretty good tour of this van, I'm gonna actually bring it up to the shop where we're gonna add a lot more goodies because we're gonna go on our first overnight, but we're gonna do a couple of upgrades beforehand to make it a little bit more usable and make it a little bit more awesome. All right, now that I got my van inside my shop, I'm gonna deal with a couple of issues that I have from the previous build, and is that having enough power. So what I've got now is the Ecoflow Pro, which is going to power my adventure, but first what I wanna do is actually wire up solar so I can charge it on the go. So that's gonna go on the roof, pack's gonna go in the van, and then I'm gonna connect it all. I got an extra long cord, and then I can have infinite power, or power for a really long time, as long as the sun is shining. Well guys, I'm just going to introduce you to today's sponsor of the video. It's the Ecoflow Delta Pro. Now this is one of the biggest battery packs Ecoflow offers. It has 3,600 watt hours of power, 3.6 kilowatt hours of juice. This thing can pretty much power anything you can throw at it, whether it be kitchen devices or off-grid power tools or deep fryers or saws or compressors or anything at all. It has 4 20 amp line voltage plugs. It has all the USB ports you can imagine, from USB-A to USB-C, so your high drain devices such as your iPads or iPhones. It has USB-C at 100 watts right there. It also has a 30 amp, say our recreational vehicle plug, and the great thing about this thing is it can be powered in a couple of ways. You can either plug it into your wall at home, charges up in just under 2 hours of time to, I believe, 80% capacity, or you can charge it with solar. The Ecoflow Delta Pro boasts the world's fastest charging at 6,000 watts through its multi-charge, so you can charge it by solar and by line voltage at the same time. Whether you're using the Ecoflow Delta Pro for tailgating or even energy independent at home, the good thing about it is it's scalable. So you can start with one pack, and if you decide that's not enough, you could add an additional pack and double your power. You can go all the way up to 25 kilowatt hours of power. That's pretty much power independence. Another great thing about the Ecoflow Delta Pro is that it has a long shelf life. So if you charge this thing up, you can actually let it sit on the shelf for up to a year, and it'll remain fully charged in case you have a power blackout. Or if your grid's going offline and you need to power something like your CPAP machine, or simply if you want to make coffee or tea, or even, cook breakfast, get your coffee in you. This thing can do it pretty much. It can power anything. If you guys are in the market to pick up a home battery pack or an off-grid pack, now is the time to do it. The link will be in the description below, and when you support companies like Ecoflow, you help support this channel. My plan with this particular Ecoflow Delta Pro is I'm going to power everything I need to live in a van down by the river. I've got my air fryer, I've got a space heater, I've got my flat screen TV with my Roku box, I've got a little 12-volt refrigerator I'm going to be plugging into this thing. So this thing's going to power pretty much my entire life off-grid in the van. And given that the thing is powered by solar, I could potentially be off-grid or in the van forever because it keeps charging itself. That's awesome. A little happy little coincidence is that it fits directly under my desk. You just take the stick out and you roll it underneath, and it supports the desk. That's darn near perfect right there. Secure it there so it doesn't move while I'm traveling. And I've got my solar hookups right there. So this is my business end of my solar connector, so that I connect that guy into the pack and it charges my pack. Just gotta tidy up that wire a little bit. So I got the panels on. I figured I would give it a little bit of a whirl. I pulled it out into the sunshine. I'm getting 67, 68, 69, 70 watts input on the solar panels. I wonder if those cross rails are creating sort of a shadow and decreasing my efficiency. I don't really need a roof rack on this thing. I'm not transporting plywood or anything, so I probably should remove those to get more efficiency off of the roof. I don't know. It is pretty, like a 60 watts input. It says recharging time 10 minutes. I guess because it's kind of full already, but that's pretty cool. It's taking a charge. It's got the one panel running. I'm gonna try to take those bars off, see what we get. There we go. That's a significant improvement in charging capacity. We went from 60 watts to 103 watts just by removing that little bit of shadow. So today I learned if you got any shadow on your panel, you're not going to get very good efficiency. So make sure they're in the full sun and they don't got any shadow on them. I'm sure it probably just stopped the one section from actually taking any charge at all because it had some of the cells were in shade. So anyways, that's pretty cool. We got 102 input. That's gonna keep us pretty much charged up. You're probably park this thing in the sunshine during the day and you'll have power all night, no problem. Even with one, I guess it depends what kind of load you're gonna be using at night. I just checked, and if you want to, you can add up to 1600 watts worth of solar panel to this thing. So if you've got, you know, a heck of a lot of usage, you can add more panels. There's lots of roof up there. We could add more if we needed to, but I think with our one panel, we'll be all set for this pack to use what we need to in this particular van. What this guy is, a little 12 volt cooler refrigerator. You could either set it to refrigeration or you could set it for freezing, which is a company called Joy22. There'll be a link in the description down below. They're available on Amazon. They're relatively reasonably priced. So there's my cold storage, and that just connects into the Ecoflow through a 12 volt cigarette lighter adapter right here. And the other cool thing about it is it's got a USB port on there, so you never have enough USB ports you can want to plug in your phones or whatnot. So anyways, that's the cooler. So let's plug that thing in and see how she rocks. Well, that's pretty cool. Our output is less than our input, so in theory we could actually operate that refrigerator forever. That's what, 36 watts out and 90 watts in. We got, yeah, that's crazy. We're using the power of the sun to cool our pops. It's awesome. All right, so we've got our cooling situation down pat. Now we need some cooking situation. So we're gonna have to I'm gonna grab some other stuff to add into this thing, and we also are thinking entertainment-wise. So I've got some ideas for that. So let's carry on. Elena, what do we get set up?
Tom.
What do you mean, Tom? You got the TV set up? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Tom too.
Yeah, the little show on TV. You got a YouTube. How did you you sense that there was a TV hooked up and you came out?
It changed purple.
Just enough gas to get to the gas station. All right, guys, I think we're ready for our maiden voyage. I got the air checked on all the tires to make sure they're all topped up. I've put the van into stealth mode. I've taken the chimney off. I've put it inside so when I park, I can actually stick it back on if I want to light a fire. I think it's going to go up to relatively warm today, so I don't think I might need it. So I did indeed pack a space heater. I can hook that up to my Ecoflow in order to give me heat for the overnight, and I put enough gas in it to get to a gas station because when I bought this thing, it came with fumes. So I think we're ready to rock. I'm going to pack in a couple more things in here, and yeah, let's take this journey. Let's get her started. I also just want to note that my battery is at 89% because I was using it on the rainy day the other day to power all my stuff inside the van. So it isn't fully charged. So I'm going to see how well it charges just from driving it around. It's got the solar panel on the roof, a 160 watt panel. So I'm going to see how much it tops it up as I drive, as I go out, you know, my daily sort of stuff. And it's full sunshine, so hopefully it tops it up so the overnight will be 100%. Even if it's at 89%, I got no problem doing an overnight with that thing. It's got lots of capacity. All right, we got our fuel. Now we're just gonna get some more food. I'm gonna do the old A&W because I'm close and it's cheap. Well, they got pretty good coffee here too. I'm gonna do bacon and egger on a
English muffin or regular bun?
On a regular bun, and can I get a? I'm gonna get a root beer and a fry. Look at my cup holder came with money in it. Look at that. There's like holy moly. There's like $3-4. There's like $4 in there. Sweet.
That's everything. Have a great day.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, we're gonna find a nice little spot to hang out, eat my lunch. We're gonna head to the bigger city. I gotta go. I gotta meet a couple people. So far, I'm pleased with the amount of, or the lack thereof, rattling in this thing. The exhaust has got a little bit. It's got a little bit of an issues, which you can hear it because I think it's warmed up and the hole's expanded. But otherwise, she's traveling good. She's tracking good. It's my go-to light lunch is the old egg sandwich. That's a good thing about being in a van. You pretty much got everything behind you. I can hear the Ecoflow charging. I wonder what we're at. We're in full sun right now, so we're probably pulling in a lot of juice. People are looking at me strange. I'm even in stealth mode. I don't even have the chimney pipe on. It's probably because I have a wood stove as a passenger. All right, we're traveling full speed at 80 kilometers an hour. There's a little bit of wind noise from the chimney. Not terrible. Van life. So we had a little bit of an issue with the engine coolant. It looked like it started beeping at me saying it was going to overheat, and yeah, so this is all part of the maiden voyage on this thing to determine whether or not I want to fix it further, because I've got my mechanic lent me his dealer plates in order to kind of get it to where it's got to go. So that's kind of ultimate location for this thing when we're done on this overnight, is to have it whether or not it's worth it to have it fixed. So I'm just kind of figuring out what exactly is wrong, putting the list on it. So I've got the heat on now, so it's not overheating. It's running. I've topped up the coolant a little bit, but now it's coffee time, so I gotta fill myself up with something that'll make me go. Yeah, can I get a medium double? See, what's great about like having, you know, your whole house with you is that, you know, you grab yourself a coffee and you think, well, I should go home. Well, you know what's great is you can just kind of go park, and you're already at home. That's a terrible place for you to nest. Well, I say it's a terrible place for him to nest, but if the Canada Goose thinks this is a nice safe spot, why shouldn't I think it's a nice safe spot? So I'm just gonna hang out with the Canada Goose. Have my coffee. It's like sitting right by the rails. Huh, it's a brave Canada Goose. Oh well, they're tough. Those Canada Goose, they're tough birds. Got my coffee. This is not bad. It's a great location. I wonder what my Ecoflow pack's at. I got, I'm 95% charged in about 5 hours. So I'm still pulling in 66 watts off the solar panel, which is pretty cool. Yeah. Not bad, living out of a van. I like it. So I'm actually curious to see how long it would take to kind of like squat in a parking lot before somebody comes up and says something. Oh, there's a guy in orange right there. He's got a notepad. And he's just a rail guy. I think because I'm on the other side of the parking lot, I'm probably okay. He might come say hello. That goose will protect me though. Anybody gets close to that goose or me, that goose is gonna attack. Oh yeah, you can hear him honking. I'm not sure when this turned into the people of Walmart, but am I one of those people? Am I people of Walmart now? Anyways, we're picking up some supplies for tonight. I figure, why not, right? We got some chips. Chips. Want bigger chips? I don't know. Let's get some chips, and then... Well, I got my dinner for tonight. I got my chicken fingers, I got my fries, I got a couple water bottles. I'm all set. So now I just gotta kind of relax. It's Friday. To be honest, it's Friday at rush hour. I don't want to be driving around anywhere. People seem to get crazy on Fridays. I don't know if they're in a rush or what, but it's just kind of like go, 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 and yeah, I don't want to be pushing this van a little bit too hard because she's old. She's an old girl, and I want to be gentle with the old girl. So I'm just gonna enjoy the sunshine and just relax in this parking lot, the Walmart parking lot. If you guys didn't know, you can actually camp in Walmart parking lots, which is kind of cool because there's Walmarts pretty much everywhere. So if you're traveling cross country, all you gotta do is find yourself a Walmart, preferably in a great neighborhood, and pull up, and you got all your food, your supplies. You can stock up. And fortunately, I have a cooler or a refrigerator, 12-volt refrigerator that allows me to keep my stuff cold. So I've got my chicken fingers in there, so they're keeping cool, and I got a couple bottles of water, so it'll be nice and refreshing later on. So far so good. I think this is actually, it's quite freeing. It's not like you don't gotta find a hotel. You just kind of stop and open the back hatch, and you've got everything you need right here with you. That's pretty cool. Independence. Not spending a couple $100 a night on hotels. As it turns out, I forgot the cooking oil, so I had to go back. Fortunately, I'm in the Walmart parking lot, so it didn't make much of a difference. I just ran and grabbed some olive oil. And I got my air fryer here that I'm just gonna fire up because it's just about dinner time. So let's plug it in. What do I feel like having? So we're gonna cook some chicken fingers and some French fries, straight cut. How hungry am I? Why does it want to get so dark? There we go. All right. It's about as hungry as I am. I can always make some more later. More oil, more oil, more oil. There we go. All of the oil. All of the oil! Ha! All right. We're gonna go on. There we go. All right, now we wait. I'm gonna wait 10 minutes, and then I'm going to add the French fries on top of that, give it a little bit of a stir, flip it around, and yeah, I should have some hot chicken fingers in about 10 minutes. Well, 20 minutes. Or, well, yeah, you guys are gonna have to wait a couple minutes. Oh, wow. This is, we're just gonna give them the old flippy. Oh, they smell delicious. Flippy, come on, flippy, I said. Why won't you flip? I know Teflon is the devil, but you know what? She no sticking. Oh, she smells delicious. I'm just like juicy French fries. French fries on top. go. We're gonna see. We're gonna give it another 10 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes, 8 minutes. We're gonna see how that works out, see if it's cooked. And if it's not cooked, I'm gonna leave it in longer. Oh, that's delicious. It's like lava, lava, lava. There we go. That's oh, aha. I don't cook very often. I don't know if you guys know that or not. I'm not very experienced with the old air fryer, but I try my best. It's hot. Maybe I'll do some ketchup. Well, that performed pretty darn good. So I didn't check the statistics on the Ecoflow Pro before I actually started cooking. I think it was about 96%. So we got about 6% charged throughout the day for about 6 hours of sunshine today. It's actually still charging. So we're at 83%. So that was running the air fryer for about a half an hour at 1300 watts. So yeah, it'll easily cook your dinner for you. Funny thing is about being in a parking lot, you always kind of look at like the comings and goings. You can't really relax. You always something's always kind of sneaking up on you. I'm kind of in the middle here. I've got cars on all sides. What else I find interesting is that nobody has really even blinked an eye at this thing. It's very, I don't know, it's very stealth. It's very inconspicuous. It doesn't really draw a lot of attention to itself. I think it's probably because it's a gray van. It's got like with the stealth chimney pipe on there. It looks like any other sort of van. I think if I offered any kind of words of advice, I would get a newer model van that maybe doesn't have as many mechanical issues. Like I said, I was just kind of going over this thing. This thing is on its way to get safetied. That's why I have the dealer plate on it. So they're gonna do a one-over on this thing to see if it's actually feasible to kind of keep her going, maintaining it. So, anyways, I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my dinner, and I'm gonna catch back with you shortly. It's not over yet. We're going on more adventures. I think what I'm gonna do is actually try to find a better location than sleeping in a Walmart parking lot. I don't necessarily want to sleep in a Walmart parking lot. So I've got another location I'm thinking of going to, and fortunately with a van you have the opportunity to do that because you can just kind of drive on away. So Grant showed up. What did you see me on the side? You were driving by and you saw me.
I own like the only van in the parking lot with a smokestack out the roof, so
oh okay, you must have been me. So I got you some maple syrup. So here, let me get in this shot too. So if anybody doesn't know who Grant is, Grant was one of the gentlemen that we hung out. Why is the video so dark? So we were doing the first overnight at the Cube, and we kind of burned the smoker down.
Yeah.
So so we're not gonna burn this thing down. No. So
you're in charge of the fire.
That's right. We're actually, it's too warm. Your t-shirt weather. It's kind of like summertime. So I offered to make Grant coffee. That guy seemed to know something. Did he? Is he driving away?
He's driving away.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe he got scared. I told him to come. I told people, actually, I did a Instagram post and I told people to come by. If you recognize me, I'll give you a bottle of maple syrup. I think he was just curious, actually. Anyways, so what I was gonna do is I was gonna make, because you invite somebody over to your house, you gotta make them coffee. So I got, you want a coffee? So we're gonna make our little Pizzetti coffee thing, and yeah, let's do that. So to make this little coffee and this little Pizzetti thing, you fill this thing up with water to about there. I'm still learning. Okay, so then you put this little cup in, and then you take your coffee grounds and you put it on top. You want it strong? You want it strong? You're not sleeping tonight? Okay. 4 o'clock is my cutoff for coffee. We screw the lid on. Okay. Close the lid, and then we're going to stick it on our induction range and hit the on button. 8. We're going to 8. She's rocking now. So that's induction. It's the most efficient way, I think, to boil water. So we're going to let that thing go, and we'll get Grant a nice cup of coffee. Probably put more water in there. She's gonna be strong. That's gonna be like espresso. Is she strong?
Smells strong.
There you go. Enjoy that. So fun fact, I put I did a Instagram live. It was my first Instagram live, and I put a feeler to, I said, if you guys know where I am, based on the surroundings, because I showed it a little bit. We're not going to disclose where I am, but Mike Carnage, that's his handle on YouTube in the comments.
Hi.
He found me, and he got himself his very own bottle of maple syrup. You got it in your pocket?
Look at that.
Look at that. He's got his own very
Right
own. Look at that. That's cool.
Incredible.
Isn't it? You're going to enjoy that. That's really good. It's got the smoky flavor. It's got the no label. It's the no label maple syrup. So anyway.
You should make a label.
I got a lot of things to do. I mean, I gotta get out of here. It's too dark. There we go.
There you go.
There we go. We're back
Hey.
bright. So yeah.
How are you? That's awesome.
How's that chair holding up? Grant's got the
yeah.
the old seatbelt chair. It's holding up great.
It's holding up pretty good.
Yeah,
It's actually comfy.
Isn't it comfy? It's like a hammock for your butt.
It is.
Hammocks for your butt.
Yeah.
It's even got the groove.
Well, yeah, now it does.
It's nice.
Those tech screws are really holding it. Anyway, so this is Mike Carnage. He found it. That's like, you should be like
right away.
A private detective almost.
I should.
There was that
Have any work?
no. Well, you know that there was a documentary on Netflix,
Yeah.
and it was Don't with Cats.
Yes.
And they used Google Maps and stuff to find out
Yeah.
how to find that dude. Anyways, don't recommend watching that
No.
series. It'll make you hate the
Oh,
world.
don't do that.
No, but you could be one of those people that
Thank
say
you.
don't with cats.
Don't with cats.
That's right. All right, cool. Anyways, I'm gonna head out to a different location. I'm not camping in the Walmart parking lot. I've got a different
No,
location
that's not a good
because
idea.
you were saying, it's crazies out there, right?
They're everywhere. You never know. You never know.
It's true. Anyways, but yeah, so we're gonna go to another location. I'm going to another location.
I'm leaving.
Yeah, you're gonna leave with your maple syrup.
Thank
you know
you.
what? Those put it on your everything.
I put it in my coffee.
In your coffee, you can add it to
Mm,
whiskey.
Yeah. I do that too.
Yeah, and it's good on ice cream. It's good for many things.
You can whatever you want.
That's right.
Whatever
Cool.
you want.
Anyways, thanks for
Thank
coming
you.
by.
Thank you very much.
And yeah, I
Appreciate
appreciate
it.
it. Yeah, awesome. All right, we've got our dinner all eaten up. We're just gonna go to a different location because, well, I don't know about camping in a Walmart parking lot. So we're gonna go a little bit more remote because, well, we don't want to get no crazies. Well, how's this for location? We got the pretty much the most picturesque spot I can think of, yet I'm still pretty much next to the road, so you can kind of imagine that traffic will slow down a little bit overnight. But I'm pretty secluded here. I got a nice little body of water, got waterfront access. Should have brought my fishing pole. I could have went fishing. It's a nice spot. Anyway, this is where we're camping. So you got the van. The van's just over there. I didn't want to get any closer to the creek because I didn't want to get stuck. Because I don't know how soft it is. It's actually pretty solid. But I don't want to push my luck. There's not the greatest tires on this thing, so I don't want to get stuck. But yeah, look at this. Got everything I need right here. This is perfect. All right, got myself all settled in for the night. More or less, I didn't really want to have a campfire, so just gonna relax. I'm gonna try to set up my TV because I want to tether it to my phone. I could actually get I get cellular service out here, so I got LTE internet. So hopefully I can get the Roku box set up, and then I can watch my favorite YouTubers on YouTube, which is very cool because whenever you have a van or like something, you want the creature comforts of home, but you want to be able to go where the heck you want. So that's the idea behind this. Where's my remote? How did I lose my remote again? What the heck? How is that possible? I put it in my pocket. I'm in like 20 square feet. How do I? Oh, come on. This isn't even funny anymore. I just had it in my hand. It's part of my bed. I don't even. Hang on. All right, I found it. It turned out it was in my covers. All right, so yeah, so look at this. So I don't know if you guys have seen this, but There's a little channel on YouTube called The Wooded Beardsman. And we did a fishing competition. We'll pause him. We'll pause him. Pause him for a second. But we did a, if you guys haven't checked it out, you should check it out. He's the Unfair Fishing Challenge. We fished for trout in a pond, and you guys can actually check it out on his channel, The Wooded Beardsman, to see who won that fishing competition. Who knows? I think I might have done pretty good, but my brother did pretty good too. I'm going to see how he cut it, see how he edited.
You're going to have a massive advantage over somebody who's fly fishing for a number of reasons. So choose wisely. Do you want to go with the post fly tackle? This is your tackle to choose from.
I want to go with this one because it says trout on it. So you can take a look at The Wooded Beardsman and see the Unfair Fishing Challenge with my brother. And yeah, you can see who won that fishing challenge.
Well, I'm going to give you a recommendation.
I'm interested to see how he cut it, so I'm going to watch it. It's my bedtime watching. Before we get too dark, and we need to use this guy, I'd like to thank my sponsor for today's video, which is Ecoflow Delta Pro. 3.6 kilowatt hours of power. This thing will pretty much power any home appliance you have. It's got a 120 volt inverter, so it gives you AC power. It also provides DC power. It has USB ports out the front, USB-C for your high drain devices. If you guys want to pick up a pack of your very own, the link will be in the description below, so go have a look at their website. Well, I think it's getting to that time of night where it's getting dark. Getting dark, and it's about bedtime. Because, yeah, sitting in a van with lights on there is kind of a little bit creepy, because you can't see out, but people can see in. And yeah, such is life with living in a van down by the river. Go! Lights! There we go. We still got the Roku on. Maybe we'll watch a little bit of TV first. And then, anyways, I'll see you guys in the morning. That's the sound of nothing. It's so quiet in here. Good night. Maybe I should put some curtains next time to make it dark. You got the Ecoflow pack. You can hear the fan on it. It was nice and quiet. Nice and quiet overnight. The traffic seemed to settle down, and there was a car every, I don't know. It was decent. It's quiet. It's in a van. It's got you got the pack just kind of humming away. I like to sleep with a fan on, so that kind of helped a lot, kind of drowning out the highway noise. Ideally, you'd get to a further, like, secluded location, but then comes during of having, well, seclusion. You know, you're alone in a van in the forest on a dirt road. That's how horror movies start. Van life. It's where it's at. Anyway, so it worked out really well. I'm pleased with the way it worked out. I've got my list in my head of what things I could improve upon, and it's kind of what life's all about, right? Improving. The verdict is in, and I believe the camper van is a definite success. Everything seemed to function as designed. I think the bed's nice and comfy. There's more than enough accessories to keep yourself busy, and yeah, it stayed nice and warm, which is surprising. The little oil heater did its job pretty darn good. The pack would cycle on and off throughout the night and keep it nice and toasty. So, anyways, it's very comfortable in here. It's gotta be like 20 degrees. I'm interested to see what the mechanic's gonna say about the van. Because it's really about whether or not I can, I kind of, got to get it safetied and whatnot. So that's why I got the plates on it, so I can bring it in, have it looked at, and have it tip-top shape. So hopefully that's financially feasible. So that's where it's going right now. So hopefully I hear back from him that it's gonna last for many more years, or if not, it was a good starting off point. It's a good thing to go like a trial run, just to kind of learn as you go. I always like to do things in order to learn things, so that's where I'm heading now. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and join me on the next one.